Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already in the building, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's a special one right here. Welcome to the latest installment of the Coffee and Convo show. And I got my brother, Hammer's house in the building. Hammer, what's good, bro?
Acknowledge me.
Good. Y'all know it's good.
Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet, break them thumbs, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't matter what channel you're watching on. We just appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. We haven't done this in a while, man. In the chat, everybody let me know, where are you guys watching from? What city? What state? Are you in traffic? Are you at work? Are you at your girl's house? Are you at your side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Where y'all at in the chat today? Please let me know. And while you guys do that, real quick salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This show is powered by BetUS. Make sure to head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits by using promo code YouTube150. Fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. Make sure to tell them Graphk sent you. Make sure to tell them Hammer sent you. Make sure to tell them Wasted Talent sent you. Just make sure to tell them that we sent you guys. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Once again, this live stream is powered by BetUS. A lot to talk about today, man. We were going to go live last night. We couldn't rally all the troops. You know, some of us had things going on and some of us didn't. You know, so we'll run that Shield More show back very, very soon. Big Mike was out there doing boss moves, man. He was, you know, at the Laker game, sitting sideline and, you know, doing some other shit, man. But how you feeling right now, bro?
Hey, we're back from a bye week.
Yeah.
It much needed break from this, to be quite honest. Like it's been rough. Like, look, the last two games we've done, you're looking at me like, bro, you good. Like let's just fucking get through these 3.5 hours because you know where this is going. But it's good to be back. Look, there were some changes that happened last week in terms of the firing of 3 offensive coaches for us. Scott Turner's taken over as the OC moving forward. Building as an advisor.
Yeah.
Curious to see what this game is going to look like this coming week, because we did see New Orleans last week fire head coach Dennis Allen after losing 7 straight.
Yep.
And the Saints, you know, this feels like it's something that always seems to happen. A new coach, their first game, 9 times out of 10 they win, and it was an upset special for them yesterday. So I'm intrigued to see what this week has ahead for us.
And we kind of did win the bye week a little bit, right? According to Tankathon, the Raiders moved up 1 spot to number 5. For a minute there, we were at like number 2, number 3. And then, you know, some teams that we needed to lose, you know, or needed to win, you know, they didn't. But we moved up 1 spot. The only teams in front of them at one point yesterday were the Jags and the Giants. But then Tennessee lost to the Chargers. Cleveland ended up – they didn't play yesterday, right?
No.
Cleveland did not play, but either way, they're in front of us. So as the top 10 goes right now, you guys, the Jags are at number 1. They don't need a quarterback. The Giants are a tricky team, Hammer, and you know better than me because you're up there in the tri-state area. They're tied to Daniel Jones because of that massive contract. And I got to be real, man, watching them play is more depressing than watching our Raiders play, to be totally frank with you, man. But they have a lot more problems than just the quarterback position. They have some O-line issues. I mean, there's issues all across the board out there, some coaching, you know what I mean? But they're right there at 2. They're the sneaky team because I'm a little worried. You know, I believe that Dion and company want Shedeur to be a Raider, But that area, it's one of the biggest media outlets in the world. I could definitely see them trying to take a quarterback there. But wouldn't it be funny if they pull an Eli on the team that pulled the Eli?
That would be dope. Like, realistically, like, at least for Shedeur's sake, like, the New York sports media will love you when you're doing good, but they hate you 10 times worse when you're playing like shit. Shout out to Devontae Adams, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Making me lose my fantasy football league once again. Salute to Devontae. That's 2 times since you've been with the Jets that you've literally threw me under the bus. So salute to you. Yes, salute to Devontae Adams. But real quick, Jags 1, Giants 2. The Titans are 3. They're at 2 and 7. They're going to need a quarterback.
That's 4. We're 5.
Yeah, Cleveland's number 4, which they're tied to Deshaun Watson. I don't know how in the hell they can take a quarterback. I don't know how they can do it. They owe him like $70 million next year. And it's
$70.5 million on average the next 2 years. They can't get out of that. And if they draft a quarterback, they're going to look like complete jackasses.
Yep. And then we're at 5. The Miami Dolphins are at 6. They play tonight against the LA Rams, and then we have them next week. So it's going to be interesting. But they still have Tua. They just gave him a massive deal. I don't know if, God forbid, something happens to him. They may have to try and replace him. But for now, Tua will be there. You got the Patriots at 7. They won their game yesterday. Drake May is their guy. They just need some weapons, some O-line help. Drake May is their guy. They got the Jets at 8, which is going to be very interesting because they look terrible. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and company, their defenses took like 10 steps back. Man, I remember us talking about Sauce Gardner-Hammer being one of the best corners in the NFL. He took a massive step back this year, but everyone did pretty much on that team.
Wrong.
Did you see that hit Quincy Williams on Kyler Murray yesterday, though?
Yes. Bro, blew that man's helmet off, bro. Hey, salute to Kyler for being a trooper, man, and still rolling. And he has that. Like, he's a little dude. I live in the area where he grew up in, man. And he's a legend over here. The guy never lost a middle school game, high school game. Like, he was undefeated forever. The dude is a monster. He's small, but he could take a beating. And yesterday that hit, dog, they knocked his helmet to the Meadowlands, bro.
That looked like a Call of Duty finishing kill.
Facts. And then we got the Saints at 9, which they had a big win against the Falcons yesterday. I don't know if you've seen that interview, man. Derek Carr was like, I just want to thank Dennis Allen for help build this. Say, build what? You guys are 3 and 7. Like that is such classic Derek Carr.
I want to thank Derek Carr for costing Dennis Allen a second job.
Well, let me say this. Dennis Allen is ass too. So I don't want to put this all on Derek Carr. We're not going to bash DC here, but I just found it hilarious that he said, salute the DA. He helped us build this thing right here. And you guys are 3 and 7. You guys are in cap hell like you are every year. You got a new head coach with those guys were out there fighting for that guy. I don't know if you've seen him celebrating yesterday. The head coach won his first game. They were rallying behind that guy, man. We know that coaching means a lot. This happened to us with AP last year. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in terms of the head coaching spot next year for the New Orleans Saints. And then you got the Carolina Panthers there at number 10, who won back-to-back games. And you never know, man. It looks like that might still be the Bryce Young show. What do you think about Carolina over there?
Slowly coming along, his first win streak in the NFL.
Yeah.
As a starter, that is. They may be holding on to him then. We'll see what happens.
And hopefully so. Salute the coach. There's 16 teams under 500. Is this the worst the NFL has been? Definitely, coach. This is bad football, and the league is suffering because the Raiders are down bad. We always talk about it, coach, and we're not saying it just because we're Raider fans. It is true indeed that the NFL is better when the Raiders are good. But yes, this has been a terrible, terrible year. I mean, you're looking at some good teams. The Jets, who were supposed to be this monumental, team this season, they're down bad. The Cincinnati Bengals are down bad. There's a lot of bad football teams right now, man. The Miami Dolphins were supposed to be one of those teams this year. They've dealt with injuries. Their coaching has took a step back as well. They look a little figured out there in Miami. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a little scared about that game this week too, because I have a feeling there. I don't want to go down to Miami and be like winning a meaningful game.
Tyreek out tonight, so Like that team's been battling injuries. You just mentioned Cincinnati. They just won their last 2 in a row. They're starting to pick it up now. Like, look at what Jamar Chase did on Thursday night. And they're, what was it, 55 fantasy points?
Yeah.
Bro, that performance, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I see the guy that had Lamar and Chase start. I said, wow. Somebody ran that double where they had Burrow and they had Chase as well and ran up a crazy, insane amount of numbers on fantasy. So
crazy.
I still have them as the dark horse team to make the playoffs. Watching them live, they have some pieces, and their defense is sneaky. I know it hasn't been one of the greatest defenses in the NFL this year, but they have a sneaky defense. And they just brought Xavier Howard in today for a workout. I don't know if he's going to sign, but it looks like they might bring in the 4-time Pro Bowler as well. That'll definitely help their defense. Salute to Wade. Baker's stiff arm Nick Bosa was golden. You know what, Wade? I got to say this. I don't know. Did you see that play?
No.
It was kind of weird to me, man. Like Bosa was low-key playing with his food. Like he was smiling. He had him by his arm and he was just smiling. I kind of felt like Bosa looked at Baker Mayfield's wrist, his playbook, and it said, "I voted for Trump." So Bosa was just like, "I'm gonna let you. I'm just gonna play with you a little bit. I'm gonna play with you a little bit." You know what I mean? Like, oh, you voted for Trump too? Okay, let me just. I'm not gonna bring you down, man. I'm not gonna bring you down, man. But it looked like that. Like, bro, all Bosa had to do was grab him by his shit and just toss him. And would have been down. It was disgusting. He was literally laughing and joking while he was like pulling on his arm. So, but I definitely seen the play, you guys. It was nasty work. Hug says no politics. I'm sorry, Hug. This is your show, brother. I apologize. I just had to throw that one out there. Salute to the my father himself. I apologize. Everybody in the chat, let Hug know. I said I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I had to let that one. I had to let that one fly, man. Salute to Flores. Raider Nation hating on me for not wanting to take. Nobody will ever hate on you, Flores, for wanting to win football games at all. Now, me personally, Flores, please don't hate on me because I'm the total opposite right now. There is no reason to win any fucking football games moving forward. I'm sorry. Just be competitive. Yes, I'm saying it. I know I'm going to get some people that's going to unsubscribe to me. There's going to be some people that's going to be trolling me in the chat. I don't care. Don't win another ball game. Just be competitive.
At this point, we're not going to. Like, and you and I, we had the conversation yesterday. I think realistically, you guys can hate me when I say this, but I only see maybe one, if we're lucky, 2 more wins on the season, and that's it. Realistically.
And those 1 or 2 games will be the games that'll take us from potentially top 3 to 9 or 10. And then we'll be sitting there like, how are we going to go up to get Cam Ward? How are we going to go up to get Shedeur Sanders? How are we going to find a way to go get one of the 1A, 1B guys? I don't give a shit. Look, you guys, most of us have been through 40 years of hell with this team. I am one of them. I can take another 8 weeks. Bro, I've been doing this for so long, bro. I can definitely take another 8 weeks of beatings. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. As long as we have a plan in the offseason, we have a shit ton of salary cap, we're going to be okay. But there's no reason to go out there and win any games, bro. Even the Chiefs, it hurts me to say that, Jimmy. No. Look, the Chiefs are going to lose this weekend. The Bills are going to beat them. They're going to get their first loss. The Bills are going to beat the Chiefs, you guys. I'm telling you. The Broncos should have beat them yesterday.
No, they won't. Come on, man. We know how this goes.
Watch.
They got the record in their pocket, bro. Come on. Some bullshit call is going to come down to the very end of the game, and the Chiefs are going to pull one out. No Diddy if necessary.
Yo. But, hey, man, look. Look what Huck said. Spoken like a truly battered fan, Graphk. Hey, man, I've been there, man. Hey, but guess what? I'm going to show up every week. I'm going to still have my Raider gear on. You know, I'm still – hey, it is what it is. I love this team, and I'm going to enjoy – doing these watch parties with my brother week in and week out until this shit is over with. I promise you. But I'm just now, I'm at peace, you guys. It's reality now. My expectations, there are none. My expectations are go out there, lose a ton of ball games. Hopefully JPJ performs well, Brock Bowers performs well, Max Crosby, you know, the anchors of this team, you know, and some of these other young kids. And cool, get into the offseason and let's do our thing. But there's no real reason to go out there, man, and be the guys to beat the Chiefs on Black Friday. For what? So we can, literally watch another 2 or 3 teams in front of us that need a quarterback jump in front of us. And for you guys that want Cam Ward, and mind you, I'm okay with a Cam Ward. If it's not Shedeur, Cam Ward. There's going to be teams that are going to hop us to get Cam Ward because I think that Shedeur is going to be that one that Dion and them are going to make. They're going to make it happen. I don't know if you've seen the tweet yesterday as well. Somehow, some way, we still lost. And, and Shedeur tweeted out, thank you, God. Thank you, God. He's been doing this all season when we lose. And somehow we lost yesterday. Well, I think he kind of put the thank you, God out there because he watched us rise in the Tankathon. Right. So for those who didn't see that, go follow Shedeur Sanders. He definitely week in and week out finds a way to play into the Raiders' hands on social media and get some of us hyped up. I am on the Shedeur train. I don't know if you guys are, but I watched this kid play Texas Tech this weekend. I watched every single snap. That kid has those guys 7-2 right now, 5-1 in their conference. He was 30 for 43, had to throw the ball a lot, but almost 300 yards, passed an average 6.8 a clip, 3 touchdowns at a QBR of 78. That kid was absolutely balling, and he had a touchdown on the ground as well. So I am completely on the Shedeur train. It's Shedeur season for me. It is what it is. Look, the way I watch this kid operate on the football field and off, Hammer, the dude is a true leader, bro. True leader. This is somebody that we need in this locker room. We don't need a Gardner Minshew where we're all laughing because he likes to get high. We don't need that. We don't need a quarterback that we laugh about him because he gets a lot of ass, Jimmy G. We don't need these kind of quarterbacks, man. It's like these quarterbacks that we've had to find things to like about them. We've had to find things to like about them. Hey, DC's a God-fearing man. I'm a God-fearing man too. You know what? DC. You know what I mean? There's a lot to like about Shedeur Sanders. A lot. And I'm here for it. This isn't going to be a one-trick pony, watching Jimmy G go get a bunch of ass in the desert. Gardner Minshew, going down to downtown, Las Vegas and buying his weed. This is not going to be that type of situation. Leader on and off the field, man. On and off the field. Salute to the Raider. Waiting for players to develop is one thing, but waiting for your head coach to develop is crazy as fuck. Head coach is supposed to be the most developed motherfucker on the squad. Fuck out of here. I agree, the Raider, and we're going to talk about that here very, very shortly. Salute to Silver and Facts. Rock out with your mock out, baby. Let's go, Silver and Facts. I love it. Salute to Jose. Keep it real. Is our season over? Yes. Yes. Yo, that is the one. That is the one moving forward. Rock out with your mock out. All the great ones come from the Shieldmore chats. I promise you. Mock out with your mock out season. And Jose, yes, we got a shirt. Yeah, we got to get a shirt. Facts. Silver and Facts is a GOAT for that one. Salute to my brother, Jason Hunter, which I hope I see you this weekend, man, Thursday, at Senior Ozzy's, Frisco, Texas, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you guys can pull up Frisco, Texas, I think my brother Demon Hunter will be there as well. Woodson Whiskey event. I am hosting it. Make sure if you guys in the Dallas area, pull up. We're going to have some fun. We may have a couple special guests as well. Whiskey tasting, prize giveaways, the best Mexican food that you can find in the area. Pull up Senior Ozzy's, Frisco, Texas. Jay, choo-choo, Shedeur, and hey, Hammer. Salute. I want to pause that for some reason.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
Jay, love you. I gotta pause that one. Just anytime you say a choo-choo and you put a man's name right behind it. Yeah, yo. Salute to my brother Jason, man, in the building. Salute to Casey. It's too early. If y'all can't tell, I just woke up. I'm all over the place. So yeah. Casey, Jackson Dart is going to be someone to watch. Watch what he did to Georgia. I definitely watched them. They put a beating to those boys. Georgia Bulldog. I've been told you guys that Carson Beck is not the one at all. But yeah, Jackson Dart is another interesting name. I still have him. Casey is a second round guy, potentially fall into early third. I think realistically he'll be a late second round pick. I could be wrong, but this is a guy that a lot of people are high on. And even Max and them dedicated a segment to him, the Ole Miss quarterback, on their podcast. They talked about him. He's definitely kind of flying under the radar right now. And we'll talk about him a lot more during the mock what is it, bro? What is it? It's rock out with your mock out season, We'll talk about him more, but I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm already invested in one quarterback, and I have a second option right there next to him. I'm not the quarterback. I'm not playing these games this year where it's like, I hope a Jackson Dart works out. I hope we can go get a Carson Beck and it works out. I hope, the Jalen Milrose. No, this year I have one quarterback and one B quarterback that I'm looking at that I'll be happy with. But it's Shedeur season, baby. But Casey, you're right. Jackson Dart definitely is a stud. Jason, I'm just messing with you, brother. You already know. Salute to my guy, Jason, man. Salute to Kenny Mack. Did you watch the Texans-Lions game? I'd be satisfied if either OC becomes our next head coach. What do y'all think? So Bobby Slowick and Ben Johnson. I thought the Detroit Lions were cooked yesterday. They score? 19 unanswered points?
I went back and forth. Like I was watching that and a couple other things. I was stunned with that game. Yeah. And I asked you early in the day yesterday in terms of the quarterbacks because I have both of them on my fantasy team. I ended up going with Stroud. Didn't do bad.
Thank God, because you would have 5 picks on the other side.
I ended up cooking. I think the finals, I was up after Thursday night, like 96 to -1 or some shit. So I was like, I didn't need that much work to finish the weekend.
I love what they put together defensively out there in Houston. They're still trying to work it out. A bunch of injuries. Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs out for the year. Some O-line stuff. They're but I don't know, man. I have this nagging suspicion that Bobby Slowick is being figured out. I don't know why. I know it's still early, but I have a reason. I have this feeling that he's getting figured out. It's kind of like the situation down there in New Orleans offensively, where it's like we were all like, oh man, this guy could be one of those guys, and then he kind of slowly but surely got figured out. And I know they have their share of injuries down there in New Orleans as well. But Ben Johnson or bust for me, Kenny. But we're going to talk about some other options here as well. But I don't know, man. I still believe that if he leaves Detroit, which he may stay out there, they may just make him the richest play caller in the world. But I have a feeling that he may go down there and fix what Matt Eberflus just completely destroyed in Chicago, because Caleb Williams looks like he's a broken man in year one.
In his year.
Yeah, it's absolutely sad that they haven't. I don't think they've scored a touchdown in the last few weeks. Like I like with that kind of offense. DJ Moore is sitting on my active roster, my fantasy football, just killing me week in and week out. It's nasty work. Salute to that. All we need is 4 more JPJs, same weight and strength across the O-line with 6'7" or taller at the tackles, and Shedeur will be set with the run game. Salute to my guy S. Dot. Oh, and real quick, salute to you, S. Dot. Congratulations to JPJ. He's getting married to, I believe, his high school sweetheart. He's been with her for a long time. He was celebrating it on social media. His mom and pops, they were sharing all across Twitter. Just want to put, man, salute to the Jackson family. That's big, man. Salute to you. Welcome to the married world of Graphk and Hammer. It's a beautiful one. JPJ, you already know what it is, man. Congratulations. And salute to S out on the $5. KC Madison ain't it. We need a running back. Do we draft one? Yes, you definitely draft one. You definitely draft. We have to get a running back. And to be real with you, Hammer, I think we got to get one pretty early in this draft. This isn't a situation where Tom Telesco can pull a UDFA out of his ass, an Austin Eckler type move. No, this isn't a situation where
around with mock drafts in terms of trying to find a way to potentially move up again into the first round. Like, let's get our quarterback, and then either we go the route one of two ways. Either we go left tackle or we go running back. Preferably, I would probably say take the left tackle first. I don't see Miller being that piece anymore moving forward with us. And if I'm, like I said, messing around with this thing, trading like 2026 1, 2027 2, and put ourselves back in the middle, I'm thinking maybe Tampa, trying to make a trade with them and try to get one of those pieces, whether it being a left tackle or a running back for us moving forward.
I can tell you there's one team that we have to worry about with Genty, and I think he's going to be a top 10 guy now because they need it. It's just the Dallas Cowboys. But if they continue to lose and they continue to go up the Tankathon, Travis Hunter is the guy they want. So the Dallas Cowboys are an interesting team to keep an eye on. Dion played out here. His son grew up here. He would definitely be okay with Travis Hunter going to the Dallas Cowboys. They're 3-6 now, I believe, and they continue to lose in terrible fashion. Dak's out for the season. They were down to the third-string quarterback in Trey Lance yesterday. Keep an eye on them. They want Travis Hunter, but if Genty falls into their laps, they'll take Genty. He'll be the first guy off the board because he's probably going to win the Heisman this year. He is balling out there in Boise State. It's just constantly over 150 yards rushing. They definitely give this man his carries too, 30 carries a game type shit. So, but that would be crazy if we could pop back up into the first round and potentially get a quarterback and Genty in a perfect world. But it's not going to happen. You would have to have 2 top 10 picks there. There's some other running backs though. There are some other running backs, and we're going to go over a list of those as it gets closer to the draft, you guys, or once the season is officially over. We'll kind of go over some guys, but there are some guys. Ali, Oklahoma State. There's a ton of options out there that we can talk about. But Casey, you're right. And to be honest, Alexander Madison should have never been thrusted into the starting lineup anyway. He's a career backup. He's a career running back too. So, I didn't expect him to come in and he's already had 3-4 touchdowns, Hammer? Shit, yeah. He's done more for us than I even imagined he would have did for us at this point. So, but you're right. Madison's definitely not the one. Salute to you. Salute to Max also. We all know quarterback in the first. Who do you want in the second round? So, Hammer was kind of playing with the idea of bringing in a left tackle. Me personally, we didn't move Colton Miller at the trade deadline. So I'm going to allow him a complete offseason to get healthy, get right, get stronger, hit the gym. And I'm not going to draft a left tackle. I'll tell you right now, Mumford, the way he looked against Cincinnati.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him. He may have to return to just being like a Swiss Army knife that you just kind of move up and down as a chess piece up across that O-line, but he'll probably end up being a guard at this point. You know what I'm saying? I don't – and silent, Genty is projected to be at the bottom of the first. That is cap. That's what
right now he's ranked ninth. And I've talked about this in terms of the depreciated value of the running backs over the last few years, where I was like, you'll probably see Genty go late in the first. It's not going to happen with this kid. It's not.
Yep. And there you go, Paper Chase. Thank you for putting those names in because there are a few guys on that list. Amarion Hampton is a baller. And Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, I think he already has like 1,300 rushing yards this year. Dude is an absolute stud. So those are the 2 guys that I'm looking at in the second round if we identify the running back.
You got me. Now you have me looking in regards to the second round of who would be available. You got Amarion Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina, Arjun Harvey out of UCF. Fuck the Knights. Ollie Gordon, the second out of Oklahoma State. Trevion Henderson out of Ohio State. Kyle Monanagai.
Tajee Brooks should be there too out of Texas Tech somewhere.
Who?
Tajee Brooks.
Yeah, but his rank right now, that's a dude that they're looking like 5th, 6th round.
Peyton, I like Devin Neal too out of Kansas. He said in the 3rd or 4th, he'll be available. But I'm telling y'all now, Amarion, or you go the kid out of Iowa. I'm telling you now, I like both those guys. Brooks, I don't know if he's going to be that dude out of Texas Tech. I like Henderson out of Ohio State, but I don't know if he's going to be that dude at the next level. There's a few guys, but Caleb, to me, out of Iowa can definitely be one of the ones, and Amarion Hampton out of North Carolina can definitely be that number 1 guy at the next level. Salute, Hug. My apologies, brother. The chat is flying today. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Yeah, okay. We went over that, Max. We talked about KCs. We talked about S-Dots. Kenny Max. Let me see. Salute to my brother Hug as well. Texas Tech is weird as hell. How do they throw tortillas and know it's and why did Hunter stuff a tortilla in his pants? Oh, shit. Hey, yo. I didn't see that. Now I seen Shedeur sign a tortilla, and it had a weird sized hole in the middle of it. I'm just saying, dog. I don't know. Hey, Texas Tech is different. That's like 9 hours away from me. So, yeah, man. Yeah, just nasty, disgusting work out here in these streets, man. The shit look like an old CD, bro. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, Jay, Caleb Johnson in the 2nd or 3rd, and I think he'll be a 2nd round guy. Definitely, man. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is one of the ones. Definitely, we got to talk about this situation, man. So, some news broke, if not yesterday, the day before. We all been kind of busy with life. My son's season's finally over, so I'm gonna have a lot more time to work. Family time. I know you've been ripping and running with work and in the family as well. 20th high school reunion, which is hella dope. Congratulations on that, Hammer. That's fire. But there's some things that we got to talk about. So it seems, Hammer, that we're having these situations where we're having more meetings than wins. Am I right here? Yep. Am I right here? Like we're having more meetings than actual wins on the football field. Like this is a constant theme in Raider Nation now, where it seems like every 6 or 7 weeks we're having a players, coaches meeting, and there's all kinds of weird shit that's going on. I didn't expect some of these words that were tied to our organization to come out, but they did. And I'm going to go over this real quick, and I want to get your opinion on it. Salute to Yahoo Sports. Max Crosby, fellow Raiders players, voiced frustrations over lack of organization. After Monday's coaches meeting, the team met with the staff and the floor was open for anyone to speak their minds. According to sources present, a few themes emerged. Players had issues with the schedule not being efficient, which I can understand. And I was one of them people that were complaining about having a whole week off of the bye week, and we're 2-7. But, I don't know if this is kind of what they're pinpointing, but it is what it is. Not being efficient. There was a lack of organization and wasting time. And there was a lack of discipline and accountability. One source described the meeting as ending uncomfortably for all parties. Now, Hammer, this is kind of weird because you got AP, right, who is rah-rah players coach that all these guys went to bat for last year. You bring in a slew of former head coaches. So you're not thinking that this is going to be an issue with, timing and just everything across the board. You got Joe Philbin in the building. You got Rob Ryan in the building. You have Marvin Lewis in the building. AP's leaning on Tom Coughlin. How does this happen? And what do you think about the words that were displayed, in terms of, the players coaches meeting again, because they're all frustrated as hell.
You want me to be honest? This was said a couple of weeks ago when asked during a presser in terms of AP's relationship with the GM, Tom Telesco. They're not on the same page, guys.
No.
That's where the problem started. And I've said this before, and people looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, why not just give the full-time GM position to Champ Kelly? Well, he would be a brand new GM. It would be a first time him being a GM and him and AP being first timers. What the fuck does that mean? Obviously, they made some conscious decisions when they both took over in the interim period last year. We saw the movie a couple of years back between Ziegler and McDaniels, how that shit didn't work out there. That relationship was not what everybody thought it was going to be. You had Ziegler wanting Stroud, McDaniels didn't. Shit the bet on that. We look at last year's draft. We could have moved up. Yes, Washington was not going to move that spot. All right, cool. You still could have moved up early in that top 10 to maybe where the Falcons were or a little bit above them. You could have took a quarterback in Michael Penix. The decisions that were made around the draft, it feels like JPJ was the only one that AP wanted. All the other picks seemed to be Telesco picks. You went and got another quarterback that is a backup quarterback. His fourth team, he is legitimately a backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew. That was not AP's decision. That was Telesco's decision. You let JJ go because you weren't going to move up. A lot of this stuff seems to be all going towards Telesco and his decision-making, where it feels like it's his way or no way at all. And I think that's what has caused a divide between AP in this locker room and between the locker room and the front office. Seems to be that problem right now.
I have to 150% disagree with you. I don't think Tom Telesco has anything to do with this locker room at all. I think that he's up top, handling the calls, doing what he's supposed to do. I think this has nothing to do with Tom Telesco. Now, maybe there is some divide between him and AP. Year one, right? They're not familiar with each other. There's going to be a sense of, I want to do this, I want to do this. I'm not blaming any of this on Tom Telesco. Look, these guys are 2-7. They're 2-7. They're football players. They're going out there putting their bodies on the line week in and week out. You lose a shit ton of football games, guess what happens? You get frustrated. You start looking at you start pointing fingers. This coach, this player, business decision. I don't think it has anything to do with Tom Telesco. I think that he came in, he made the right draft, made the right move in the first 2-3 rounds, which I'm giving Tom Telesco all the credit in the world to go get Brock Bowers, the best player at that point in the draft.
I'm fine with. Don't get
no. I know you are. I know you are. I'm just saying. I don't know how anybody can blame this on Tom Telesco. How, bro? You have a ton of guys who have been head coaches in the building. They should be able to come around each other and say, "Look,
Kingsbury walks from being our offensive coordinator. You hire Getsy, who obviously did not have a great resume when he was with Chicago.
You think Cliff left because of Tom Telesco?
Yes, I do.
Wow,
I do.
Okay,
I do. I think it's similar to the situation with Jacobs. They were not getting a quarterback of the future, and both of them were like, "All right, I'm out."
Well, Josh was out anyway.
He would have at $8-9 million on average.
Yeah, and Tom didn't want to keep him. He didn't want to keep him. You know, and you look at the top leaders in terms of rushing yards right now. All these guys were free agents: Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. Right, the irony in that. But you know, I think at this point we're not a Josh Jacobs away from winning the championship. And I think Tom Telesco realized that. I don't want to pay my running back a shit ton of money who's had durability issues in the past and so on and so forth. We're not going to go the whole Josh Jacobs route. But that's interesting.
What these other running backs took on their contracts in free agency.
So what?
He was willing to take less than what these other running backs got for their contract.
Yeah. He wanted Jaden Daniels. He said, move up and get a quarterback. And Tom said, I can't make that promise. Cool. And why should he? I understand you're an all-pro, former league and rusher. I can't tell my running back, "Oh, I got you. Stick around. I'm gonna go get your quarterback." That'd be organizational malpractice if you tell your running back so you're running the show. You'll stick around and take a pay cut if I move up to go get a quarterback.
Clearly, like a lot of people in that, like the players, were not too happy with a lot of the moves that were made during the offseason. And clearly, look at the whole situation with Tay. You went and signed Gardner Minshew as your starting quarterback. You know he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, but this wasn't a signing him and making him the starter. This is saying, let's bring in a bridge guy. AP, you want Aiden O'Connell. Either way, it was going to be bad, Hammer.
Who made the decision to make Gardner Minshew the starter? Do you think it was AP or do you think it came from the higher-ups?
What, to make him the starter?
Yes.
I think that they both shit the bed in camp. I think they both shit the bed in preseason, and they went with the guy that has been there and done that before. I think that Tom said Aiden has every chance in the world to go win this job. Every chance. And he didn't go do it. So they went with the guy that's been there and done that. Now, is it the right decision? Fuck no. We see now that Gardner Minshew is terrible, but they went with the guy that they could say, okay, well, look, at least we can hang our hats on the fact that the guy has been around the league. He's won some games, former Pro Bowl guy. We'll allow him to be the guy until he's not the guy.
The Pro Bowl these days ain't shit.
Oh, I know that. I know.
Whatever that ain't.
No, shit. I know that. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm just stating, when you look at his resume, Hammer, it still comes up as a Pro Bowl quarterback, right? So that's all I'm stating. And let's not act like Luke Getsy didn't have his hands in this situation. Who would you want to have call your O right now? Like you don't think Getsy had no hands in the pot with this? Like, here, go win with this guy.
Get Kubiak. Why couldn't we have Kubiak in the fucking facility and start having conversations about him being the next offensive coordinator, as opposed to going with a guy like Luke Getsy?
Hey, and to be real with you, I think that is the AP effect, man. I do, because guess what happened? AP, hey Devontae, who would you want to have come in as your offensive coordinator? Oh, my guy, Luke Getsy, who now I'm realizing Devontae is like in an episode of Friends. I'll be there for you. He has to go everywhere where his guys are. Doesn't matter. He has to go everywhere his guys are. Bring Luke Getsy to me. Bring Derek Carr to me. Now a report comes out that he wasn't even happy with Derek Carr after having an all-pro year in year one as a Raider. Insanity, right? Now he goes over there to Aaron Rodgers and he's shitting the bed.
The DeLorean relive his glory days. Like, now you just reunited with your ex in New York, and how's that working out for you? Come on.
Exactly, right? But let's not act like Devontae didn't have a hand in that pot, bringing in Luke Getsy. And guess what? Left his ass high and dry. Now they're both gone.
And the thing with Getsy is it's like, in terms of the firing, why did you wait so long? You lost 5 straight, but you had 3 straight games where you scored on the first drive. All of a sudden, you're making adjustments for what? If that first drive is successful, keep doing what you're doing. Stop doing this extra shit. And that's where the turnovers happen. I would have fired that guy 2 weeks prior. Yeah. I would have given you 3 shots and that's it.
Hey, real quick, happy Veterans Day too. My apologies, you guys. We did not say that at the beginning of the show. To all our veterans, we have a ton of them in Raider Nation, man. This is y'all day. We appreciate you guys so much for help protect this country. Salute to all our veterans in the chat and all the ones that be watching the show later on. Salute to you guys. It's your day. I'm bowing down to y'all, man. Salute to all of our veterans out there. S-Dot, do you guys realize how big Philly's right guard is? Holy shit. S-Dot will live and die with the trenches, man. This is why I'm seriously for drafting all tackles, and the best run blockers will play guard, period. Simply just draft a 4-3 speed running back, not a hard decision. Salute to my guy S-Dot on donating $20, man. My brother S-Dot always coming over here, man, and helping us keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. Salute to my dog. But that's interesting, bro, because we talk so much, and I didn't know that you thought maybe, and mind you, you may be right. You may be right. It's funny because the more we talk to some of these guys behind the scenes, and we got a few people in the building that we hear everything. And I'm not talking about beat writers. I'm talking about guys that are actually in the building. And I never hear Tom Telesco's name come up, ever.
It's just
all the drama. Never, not one time have me, Stu, or any of our other guys that we talk to. We've never heard Tom Telesco's name come up once.
Bro, he's a guy that's just as silent when it comes to Raider Nation or even us talking about our issues right now, the same way that Ziegler was. Not many people talked about Ziegler very much, but my point is, as it pertains to AP, because this is the thing, everybody right away, it's his first year as a head coach in the league. 0 experience as a head coach. I get that. But a rookie head coach that had the pulse in the locker room last year, he didn't get his choice at offensive coordinator, nor did he get that opportunity in choosing his quarterback, whether like his first or second choice at quarterback. And that's where I'm like, everybody wants to put the blame on AP and say, oh, he needs to be fired, da-da-da-da-da. Like, our offensive line hasn't helped the cause very much on offense with these fucking pre-snap penalties.
Hammer. But bro, Hammer.
Everybody wants to go after AP.
Tom Telesco does not make the schedule up in practice. All these gripes that these players are having right now, none of that shit.
But you know what? I understand them from the standpoint, as long as we've been doing this, we're used to certain times as it pertains to their practices, their availability for press conferences and stuff. And yeah, it's way off right now. I have had a difficult time trying to adjust what I normally do on Mondays, Wednesdays, whatever. Like, I can see where they're pissed off about their scheduling right now as well.
Okay, but what does that have to do with Tom Telesco? This is a guy that is building your roster. He's drafting. He's in charge of the salary cap ramifications, going to get you free agents. He has nothing to do with scheduling any of this shit. That's why, don't get me wrong, Tom's only been here for what now? 6 months, 7 months tops?
Something like that.
Around there. I could be wrong. Maybe this a little longer than that. Bro, this is Antonio Pierce, dog. He is responsible for this and bringing in all these other guys that are clearly not helping. What the fuck is Marvin Lewis doing? What is Joe Philbin doing? What are these guys doing? Joe Philbin found a way to make James Craig even worse than what he was as an assistant with the Niners, and they went to the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that James Craig was this end-all, be-all offensive line coach, but I'm just saying, like, he brought these guys in. They made this team worse.
Yo, Money Chuck, I guess I learned from your mom, my guy. Fuck out of here.
Yo, salute to the chat. I have no idea what just happened. Salute to AR Bowling, my dog. Salute to all the vets. Definitely appreciate you, brother. And I do believe we're going to be cleaning the house once again because, Tom has nothing to do with any of this coaches. Do you think a general manager is happy coming into a situation where realistically he had nothing to do with any of these hires? This guy has been a GM for 11, 12 years of his life. This guy was thrown into a situation like, okay, well, AP's my coach. These are my assistants. You think that he's okay with coming into a situation like that?
But this is exactly why I'm saying, why didn't you just give Champ Kelly the full-time GM position?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to that because I mean, look, I don't know. I like Champ, but maybe there's too many ties there. You know, hey, if Champ is there, you don't think that he's going to continue to go the AP route? I think that this is Mark Davis's way of saying, if it doesn't work, clean house. Tom Telesco, here's the keys. You've been there before. You've done it. You know what winning looks like. I'm not saying he's won a championship, you know, as a general manager at all. But this is experience there. You're bringing an experienced GM, Hammer, like a guy that has been there and done that.
Play out right now because of the experience that he has. He's gonna straight up be like, I didn't bring this coach in.
Yeah,
he's gonna be gone. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the thought process of not. And look at even Tom. He's probably working hand in hand with Champ Kelly. He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? like real talk. Essentially, he has a guy breathing down his neck that wants to be a general manager at the NFL level as well. So, I mean, Tom is in a situation where he's like, okay, I got a coaching staff that I wanted no parts of. I have another guy that is the other guy. There's just a lot of moving parts with Tom Telesco. Me personally, I'm supporting Tom Telesco. If that guy went out there, we have had a problem drafting early for so damn long. And he goes out there and he gets 3 starters in the first 3 rounds and potentially 1 in DCAM in the 4th. All I'm saying is I would rather go with the experienced approach than bringing a guy with Champ Kelly, who has never been a general manager before, by himself, the lone GM, a guy in Antonio Pierce, not a head coach, and a bunch of other guys.
Thing. And you've had people that have said this before. I even got called out when I called into ESPN radio about it in terms of the hiring of Antonio Pierce. Now, look, you had a vacant spot technically for the GM position. If you were going to bring a new face in, why would you even remotely hand the keys to AP if you were going with an experienced GM? Why wouldn't you have let that GM, and I guess we're talking about Telesco now because he's our new GM, why wouldn't you have just let him do his search for a head coach instead of just being like, oh, these guys want you, we're going to listen to them. And we're talking about it now, how this locker room is falling apart as a result of scheduling and things that AP has been doing. Why would you have offered that to him in the first place if you knew for a fact you were bringing in an experienced GM who could have brought in somebody with the experience as a head coach or an offensive coordinator that you knew would be the right fit as the next head coach for us this past offseason, as opposed to waiting another year, setting us back another year?
I think they already knew. I mean, Hammer, this is the thing. You're on the outside looking in for a quarterback in the draft. You're already at 13. All the greats are going to be gone at that point. You're trying to find a way to move up, but also finding a way to not move all your draft picks so you can't build this team the way you need to build it, right? So Tom Telesco's at a standstill. He's sitting there like, I can move up and trade all my draft capital down the road, but essentially, is this going to be the year where we turn it around? No, it's not. So let me go get a Brock Bowers, the best tight end generational guy at his position at 13. Let me get JPJ, which fell into our laps in the second round, and then get a sneaky pickup in DJ Glaze. And then go into free agency and attack it. Go get Christian Wilkins. Look, man, I think that they already washed their hands of this year. And I think Tom Telesco was told, look, man, you're safe. You're safe. See what's wrong, see what's right in this building, and turn this thing around. I think that Mark gave him the keys, and I think that AP and all these guys probably know that, and they're feeling some type of way. They probably are, but that has nothing to do with scheduling. That has nothing to do with having these guys ready and prepared for the football field. What was the complaints again, you guys? It was schedule not being efficient. Nothing to do with Tom Telesco. Lack of organization in the locker room has nothing to do with Tom Telesco. Wasting time, that has nothing to do with Tom Telesco. Lack of discipline and accountability. That shit is not the skill set that Tom Telesco has.
Easy is last year when AP took over, we had the fewest penalties and fewest penalty yards, right? What the fuck happened between last year and now? Where's the discipline all of a sudden? Why did that all of a sudden go out the window?
You know what? Because you were riding a wave. Hammer, we know this, right? You're riding a high. Last year, you get rid of Josh McDaniels. That defense turns around immediately. Immediately. Once he's gone, defense just goes up a notch. And you know why? The handcuffs were taken off Patrick Graham. They were taken off of him. And he got to go out there and coach the game the way he wanted to coach the game. They were riding that wave for AP. We want this guy to be the guy. He's our friend, rah-rah guy. We want him. They fought for him. Now that fighting shit is over with. You go in week 1, you lose to the Chargers against Jim Harbaugh and company. You somehow, some way pull out a win against Baltimore. But there's a sense in the building, we're not going to win with this team. We're not, even with Christian Wilkins out there, Marcus Sepps. We'll never know with Malcolm Kuntz, right? Because he never even played a snap. But yep. I just think that the sense is we're not going to win with this unit here. Players, coaching, all that. And I think they feel that. Players aren't stupid. They played this game long enough to know what winning looks like. Most of these guys won at the collegiate level. Most of them won at the high school level and so on and so forth. They know what winning looks like. This is not what winning looks like, man. And once again, I'm all for Tom Telesco getting a mulligan year 1. Just like if AP would have lost out last year, I can't be mad. Like, bro, what is he supposed to do? What did he go 5-4 last year?
5-4.
5-4, right? Went over 500 with the same team that Josh McDaniels cannot coach at all. I would have gave AP a mulligan. Like, hey, man, you know what? Give him an off season to build this thing and figure it out. Tom came in a shitty situation where, once again, Gruden didn't draft well, set our team back. Josh McDaniels comes in. Outside of a few picks, he didn't draft well, sets this team back. The culture is completely dead because of Josh McDaniels and so on and so forth. There's so much that we need to clean up here. There's so much more outside of just roster building in this, and that. There's so much shit. The culture was destroyed by Josh McDaniels. This team was destroyed by John Gruden, drafting wise and over passing up on Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers for Derek Carr. There's just so many moving parts that set this team back. That's why I'm like, hey man, we finally have an experienced GM. We don't have John Gruden and Mayock running the show as general managers. We don't have a Ziegler who finally got his first chance at becoming a GM and running the show. We have an experienced guy who has been there and done that. Had some bad years, had some really good years. Come on. But this is a guy who has more experience team building than anybody else in this building. We've had some head coaches in Marvin Lewis who essentially never won shit. Yeah, he's been to some playoffs in Cincinnati, big ups, and I would never shit on that man. 15-year head coach in Cincinnati. He's had some success, but he's never won it. He's never won it. Joe Philbin as a head coach, disgusting.
Yep.
Disgusting. So I'm just saying, man, I'm looking at the key words here: organization. Like not being efficient scheduling wise, lack of discipline, accountability. Look at that word right there, Hammer. Who have we complained about that has not for a while? There wasn't holding themselves accountable. It was fucking Antonio Pierce. Wasn't blaming Luke Getsy for shit, and then you just magically fucking fire him 2 weeks later.
Was throwing the players under the bus and then finally decides to fire Getsy. And I talked about it about 2 weeks ago. I was like, this shit doesn't make sense. Now, all of a sudden, you were throwing your players under the bus in a presser, and then fast forward, now you're firing Getsy. All of a sudden, you had an epiphany, and Getsy was the problem? Come on.
Bro, that's why when I hear accountability, the first thing I think about is our head coach. Well, the players aren't, they're not executing. No. But then not 14 days later, you fire Luke Getsy. Where's the accountability? And even that week, remember leading up to him being fired, AP finally came out and said, we have to do better as a coaching staff as well. So now it's flagrant. We see it in front of us. So now you can't use that, players. No, it's flagrant. We see it right in front of us. We see this shit. Now it's like you spitting on us. More on fire. I'm saying, like you have to be accountable because it's clear cut, bro, that you're a problem. Luke Getsy's a problem. You throwing your players on the bus, they're not executing. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Luke Getsy was a terrible hire from day one. You guys, I'm always known as the content creator that glazes everything the Raiders do. What did I do when Luke Getsy was hired? I was pissed. I was pissed. I'm like, this is a terrible option. Terrible. But guess what? We got to roll with the punches. He's here. Fuck it. Is what it is. Devontae got his guy. Let's see how this thing works. And once again, Devontae leaves every single one of his guys behind.
Yo, dude, you're still in here talking shit. Like, dude.
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't even know who it is. Let me see.
Yes, Mumford had gotten praised for the last 2 years. Mumford was a guy that was constantly on the heels to start at right tackle. He went down with injury. Glaze took over. They plugged him in at left tackle, and it didn't work out. I never said that he was a long-term option, especially not at left tackle. He's definitely better suited.
Look,
at left tackle.
I did.
Now,
I said that he was a potential option at left tackle. He was a better option. He was a better left tackle than he was a right tackle. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. Let's not do this shit, right? We see players get cooked week in and week out. We see the best. I remember watching Jalen Ramsey get deep fried. It happens. I've seen Dion get cooked. Like, let's not act as though Barry Sanders didn't get laid on his ass. Yes, Mumford is Mumford. He's not somebody that we're like, oh, he's going to be a high-level starter. The guy got cooked by one of the best edge rushers, actually, literally, the best edge rusher in the NFL right now, stat-wise, statistically. So, I mean, come on, man. He got cooked. Yes, he got cooked. Yes. But I'm not gonna throw him under the bus over one terrible play. He got absolutely dominated. Great. Do I think that he could still be a rotational guy for us that could play on the left side, put him at guard, put him at right? Yes. I'm not giving up on Mumford, but I said that, you guys. I said that Mumford could potentially be the left tackle of the future because of the way he played last year when Colton went down with that shoulder injury. I said it. And a couple of us talked about that and agreed on it. Let's not act as though some of y'all in the chat weren't saying the same thing. He got bullied on a play by Trey Hendrickson, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, in the world. Shit happens. Salute to Unhinged once again, man. If Devontae's called an alternate All-Pro, do we still get our second rounder? You know how first-team All-Pro goes. Yes, it still counts. Hug as an All-Pro. So, yes, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. Not to mention any influence Brady will eventually have with Telesco. Tommy Two-Tone, here we go. Salute to my guy, Silver and Facts. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Silver and Facts coming with straight facts today. Salute to Raider Deb also on a $10 special. I hate that we're losing and look horrible as hell, but at the same time, it's the year where it needs to be like this. I'm still for Telesco and AP. Sanders is who the fuck we need. AP needs another year. Salute to Raider Deb 75. Appreciate you, sis, as always, for supporting what we do over here. Yeah, man, the chat, man. I love y'all. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. But remember this, you guys. Mumford's on a rookie deal still. He's on a rookie deal. He was a 7th rounder out of Ohio State that showed some promise last year when Colton Miller went down. Let's not act as though this was Alex Leatherwood that we took in the first round and didn't show up at all. This guy has actually outperformed Alex Leatherwood, a first-round guy out of a big school in Alabama. Like, come on, like, let's pump the brakes here a little bit.
he was on the heels for starting
over. Frankie, we're not doing that. Hey, you do that weird shit where you talk about our female viewers. I'm gonna get you the fuck out of here, bro. We're not doing that goofy shit, Frank. One strike is 3. I mean, like real talk. The next one, you cooked. Real talk. That's your warning, bro. We're not doing that goofy shit. Hammer, go ahead, bro. My bad, brother.
Like Mumford was a guy that was on the heels of starting over Illuminor for 2 years. They were constantly talking about him in practices and everything, and it's like, you had one bad game and everybody wants to go and fucking kick him off the cliff. And somebody just asked about Minshew. Minshew has just been terrible this entire season, bro. And I don't know if it's necessarily our offensive scheme or what, but he is just it looks like he's been playing scared the entire fucking season.
Yeah. So to AP Graphk, just bring up my post to show my pick. I appreciate you, bro. OakLosVegas.com. AP always supporting what we do over here. My brother, I appreciate you, man. Real talk. I sent Dylan some t-shirts last night too. I know he's about to send me some pics. If you guys want to go to OakLosVegas.com, go get some merch. We always appreciate all the support that we get over here, man. Definitely. Yeah, we're not doing that, man. I swear the chat is wilding today. We got 1,300 people in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. As always, real quick, let's pay some bills. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Make sure to head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits, all by using promo code YouTube150 up to $2,000. fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to go over there. Tell them Shieldmore sent you. Grab, Hammer, Wasted. Go over there and tell them that we sent you. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors. This show is powered by BetUS, man. So salute to Jorge, my dog. Do you think Mark Davis will force Shedeur Sanders for quarterback? If we're to bring in a different coach who wants someone different, affect anything? That's a good question. Ham, I'm gonna get that one to you, bro.
If we were to bring in a different coach who wants someone different, I think Mark Davis knows at this time, and he's got some new minority owners in his ear as well that are going to make sure that this dude makes the right decisions in this upcoming draft. Whether it's AP, whether it's another coach, Mark Davis is going to want Shedeur, and by any means necessary, I think he's finally going to have his shit together with Seymour and Brady in that building, that they're going to get a quarterback of the future, a quarterback that they're not going to be like, oh yeah, 1-2 years, he's not ready, or he's not him, and fucking wait another fucking 3-4 years. They're going to go get Shedeur, and that should be our face of the franchise for years to come.
Yes, I agree. And I think whoever the head coach is already going to, the plan's already going to be in motion. Like this is who we're bringing in. And let's just say it is AP. Let's just say AP gets, thank you, baby. Let's just say AP gets another year. He already knows the plan. I mean, come on, you guys. Look, Tom Brady, they already said that he's going to have, some motion in terms of, helping this thing helping us right the ship. Some decision making is going to take place with Tom Brady out there. We all know that he has helped develop Shedeur Sanders since 2018, 2019. He's close with Deion and his family. All the ties are there. Shedeur is already out there flirting with the idea. Tell the Raiders to come get me. Raiders this, Raiders that. Mark Davis, Deion already stating that he already knows where he wants his son to go. Everything is lining up. I think any head coach that takes this job is already under the assumption, I know who my quarterback is if we're there in order to get Shedeur. The question is Tom Telesco going to be okay with that? That's the question that I have. Is Tom Telesco as a general manager going to say, are my hands cuffed here? Like, am I going to be able to get my guy? Or is this a situation where Mark, Tom, and other guys are going to be able to say, no, we're trumping whatever the hell you want to do. So that's the thing that's the one question mark that I have with Tom Telesco. Is he on board? Which he does like those 6'2", 6'3" quarterbacks, right? He likes those type of guys. So I don't see him having a problem with bringing in a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward. I think he'd be fine with either one of them. But either way, the big question mark for me is Tom Telesco. Is he on board with Tom Brady, Mark Davis and company in terms of who they want to bring in? Because it's clear cut, you guys, that it's Shedeur Sanders. It is. Like this.
At the end of the day, who is Telesco working for now?
There you go. There you go. So, but once again, you have 11 years, 12 years of experience to come into a job and literally not be able to do your job. I watched him with the Chargers get beat up over their salary cap ramifications year in and year out. And you knew
that wasn't even him.
And it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Jake called in the day that we signed Telesco to keep me from jumping off the cliff, and the rest of you guys as well, and was explaining everything that they went through over these last few years under Telesco, some of the decisions that were made, especially when it came to the salary cap, and it was not all his doing. It was actually the owners. So, look, I cannot take away what he did in this draft. I've given the grade that I thought it was, and I think people can agree. It was a B+. It was a solid B+ for this draft. If it was a quarterback, if we had a quarterback, it probably would have been an A- and A. But he did a phenomenal job with this draft, getting the right players that we needed, the best players available, and I cannot take that away from him at all. It's what happened earlier in the offseason in terms of Getsy, Kingsbury walking out, and Minshew being our quarterback are the things that frustrated me. Other than that, he had a phenomenal draft.
Hug, you nasty son of a bitch. Salute to our brother Hug in the building, as always. Torque, I understand why you're saying that, right? He's 6'4", 6'5". He does fit that stature. What is Justin Herbert, 6'6"? He's somewhere like that, 6'5", 6. Is he somewhere around there? But he's a big body quarterback. So I know why you mean. He has all the arm strength, Drew Allar. But this is a guy that may not be ready to come out in this draft yet. And he may stick around. I just think there's some development in terms of Drew Allar, getting him up to speed with the game. There's a lot of moving parts with Drew Allar. I love his game. Salute to Wasted. He's the one that put me up on him early. I started watching a lot of his tape. Phenomenal player. I just think that he may not be ready now. Shedeur is ready now. Cam to me is floating towards being ready now. He's still a boomer bust product to me, but I just feel like if you're going to, what did Tom Telesco do last year? He brought in the guys that were ready now. Brock Bowers go be the best player on the offensive side of the ball. Even with Devontae in the building, be our guy. Yep. Brock does it. JPJ dealing with some injuries, right? He wasn't ready to go initially, but if he was healthy,
he would have been out there day one. He would have been out there day one. No question asked.
You know what I mean? So, and then you got some guys in the later rounds where you have to be a little more patient with the Dylan Laubes of the world, Tommy Eichenbergs, Trey Taylor, salute to our guy Trey, who hasn't had an opportunity yet, really like that. So, but I thought that Tom had a great draft, and that's another reason why I'm excited about this upcoming draft. Usually, I'm very worried. I'm just like, oh my God, how are our Raiders going to fuck this year up? You know what I mean? Like, how are we going to do it? And I trust in Tom Telesco watching this draft process because it's not only the first three rounds, it's the way he went about his process, you guys. Mm-hmm. Every round, it was like the best player available at a needy position outside of tight end, which we have Michael Mayer, but that was the best player in the draft at that point. You got to take him. But every player we took was pretty much at that point. You can look at them and say they were the best player at their position. Trey Taylor in the 7th round, one best DB in the country. You got him in the 7th round. That's a steal. Dylan Laube in the 6th, which I thought we should have took a running back earlier than that. But hey, at that point, he's one of the best options there at running back available. And Tom Telesco has been one of the better guys getting those late round UDFAs like a Austin Eckler. So I'm like, okay, I'll pump the brakes on that. But DeCameron Richardson, a guy that his only knock was Hammer, that he didn't get his hands on the ball enough. There was not too many turnovers out there at Mississippi State, but the guy has all the intangibles to be. He's a 6'3", big body corner.
How has he done when his number's been called?
Great.
There you go.
Yeah. So but we're gonna see, man. But stupid to say Telesco should be fired. Nothing. Oh, Chuck, whoever says that is, I don't even take I don't take anything that they say seriously. If people are trying to fire Tom Telesco after having this great draft and bringing in a Christian Wilkins in free agency, all people want to do. I'm seeing a trend here, you guys. And mind you, I'm a Raider first. I like AP. AP was my second, third option. And when he was brought in, I celebrated with you guys because it was great to see our fan base be happy about something. Okay? But I'm seeing a trend here. I'm seeing that now that AP is not coaching the way everybody wanted him to coach, people are throwing Tom Telesco under the bus because of that. I hate that shit. Like, if you want to say Tom Telesco's not doing his job, cool. But throw some of that shade at AP as well. We're not going to do that. You can't make Tom Telesco the scapegoat for AP's deficiencies as a head coach. Like, what are we doing here? There's communication issues in the helmets out there on the sidelines. There's so many, the connection between him and Matt Sheldon, our game manager. There's problems. There's problems, and nobody wants to. This is the new Derek Carr effect. I called it this weeks ago. It's like you don't want to give AP any type of guilt with this situation. Like, what are you doing? It's none of this is AP's fault.
Now I got a question for you because you guys have been throwing around two names recently in terms of the next head coach, Ben Johnson, and was it Schlowick?
Bobby Schlowick, yeah.
How would you feel if Telesco potentially, because we see what he's doing right now with a rookie quarterback, what if they were to revisit Cliff Kingsbury as potentially a head coach again? Would you consider it or no? Especially knowing that if they were
the head coach,
no, get Shedeur, would you do it?
No. This may be crazy, and this may be a hot take. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I think the Commanders are averaging somewhere around 28, 29 points a game. They're one of the top offenses in the league here. A lot of that lies heavily on Jaden Daniels. A lot of that, Dan Quinn, former Super Bowl head coach, one of the great defensive minds in the NFL. There's so many moving parts in why Cliff Kingsbury. This is why Cliff Kingsbury was a genius leaving Las Vegas, because of that non-third year. He knew what he was doing. He bought himself more time. He went into a terrific situation in DC where he had a top quarterback. They went out and got some weapons on the offensive side of the ball. He's been afforded all the luxuries out there to build that thing the right way. I don't want to have Cliff Kingsbury be a head coach. I was ecstatic about him being our OC. Head coach? No. Been there, done that, seen it. No, sir. I don't want to do that anymore because we've done this before. We've watched guys bring Josh McDaniels in, a guy that shit the bed in Denver, but it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is different this time. It wasn't. It wasn't. You know what I mean? No. And mind you, in recent history, you guys, there's guys who shit the bed early. I mean, look, Bill Belichick became the best head coach ever. It happens. I just don't trust in Cliff Kingsbury to be a head coach. Now, if he came over and said, look, I would like to take, which it won't happen, take the job as an OC moving forward, maybe somehow, some way, but no. Cliff Kingsbury, that train has left the tracks. It is over with. He will be a commander out there helping develop Jaden Daniels for years to come. But a lot of that success is coming from Dan Quinn, his coaching staff that he brought in, and Jaden Daniels. Like, real talk, that kid is out there working wonders right now.
Salute to Anthony in the chat. I saw what you said. Sark, I think, just got an extension with Texas. He's not going anywhere anytime soon, man. Like, he's done a phenomenal job with that offense this season, especially a lot of the guys that transferred in replacement of like guys like Xavier Worthy. Like, look at who's the kid from Bama, the transfer from Isaiah Bond. Yo, that kid is a dog. But yeah, Sark ain't leaving anytime soon, bro.
Rob, I agree with you. This team will be ready for Sanders, add a wide receiver and a running back.
Salute to LA, Rob, our dog.
Our dog. The meathead of Mount Shillmore.
Appreciate you, brother.
Where do you take a wide receiver? Do you go get one in free agency? The Chris Godwins of the world, but he plays predominantly in the slot, and he's dealt with some injury. T. Higgins.
Constantly talked about T, and I'm kind of on the verge now at this point. Like, hey, as long as there's no issues, he gets the money he wants and fucking plays up to that contract, I will take T. Higgins.
Yeah, he has to show that he can stay healthy. Durability has been an issue for him, but we know what he brings to the table if he can stay healthy. So, but I would still take another receiver there in the mid-range.
I would think receiver. I would probably look in the third or fourth round.
Third or fourth round, perfect. That's that sweet spot where there's going to be some guys coming off the board that can add some value to your wide receiver room. Salute to Jose. After seeing how the Lions offense came back last night, Ben Johnson is the number one target for me over Bobby Slowik. I've done a lot of research into what would best fit Johnson's staff. Weird, I know. That's not weird, bro. Jose, hey, man, you doing your job, King, as a Raider fan. The thing is this, man. It takes two to tango. And, we have to have a plan in motion. Jose, someone like Ben Johnson who has everything that he needs at his disposal right now. And mind you, last night the Lions would have beat the Texans even more if their quarterback didn't throw 5 picks. Like he had a terrible, terrible game. Still found a way to win. But it takes two to tango. I don't know. There's a few other teams out there. Like I said, maybe he can be the savior in Chicago. It'd be tough for him to leave Detroit and go to a division rival in Chicago, but the pieces are there. You got a running back, you got 3 phenomenal wide receivers and a Dunzy who can be one of those guys moving forward. You got Keenan Allen, you got DJ. I mean, they have a lot of weapons out there. I can see him going to Chicago. Let's just say Philly somehow, some way shits the bed here and moves on from their head coach. I can see him potentially taking that job. It takes two to tango, and we have a lot of. Let's just say this, you guys. We thought that we were a few pieces away this offseason. I think a lot of us were wrong. We need a little bit more than just this and that. We need this, that. And, I scream Ben Johnson all the time. Hey, go get Ben Johnson. Go get Ben Johnson. But that doesn't mean that he wants to be a Raider. It takes two to tango. I would love to bring him in. I think he'd be the best option. And, the one thing about him is you can keep a Graham or somebody around like that who's regressed this year as well with all those injuries and stuff. But he'll allow his defensive coordinator to do his side. Look, you defense, I'm offense. I just want to play call and do this and do that. You run that defense. I think he'd be a great option because we know what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's going to be any power struggles in the building. It's the offense is my side of things. The defense is your side of things. We'll meet in the middle in terms of everything else and what makes a team, so on and so forth. But
speaking about the defense, somebody earlier in the chat said that they feel that the handcuffs have been put back on Patrick Graham. Do you think that that's the case, or do you think it's just the injuries that have caught up that they're not really showing?
It's more than that. I mean, some of those looks that Graham throws out there, and I know you're going to agree with me on this, Hammer. It's a mind fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what in that specific situation? That's what you did. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting sick of giving up 1 million rushing yards week in and week out. I'm sick of watching Travis Kelce at 90 years old just continue to beat up the middle of the football field with no one in sight. Like, he's had some questionable games called this season. Let's not act as though Graham has been perfect. But when you have a Malcolm Kuntz out, you have a Christian Wilkins out, two guys that are heavy on the D-line. Max is nowhere near where he needs to be this year because he doesn't have a ton of help. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing hurt. And then, you lose your communicator on the back end of the defense with Marcus Epps. It's tough. But I don't know, man.
You think if this does in fact happen and AP is gone, do you think that entire it's a complete clean of the coaching staff?
Yeah.
So Ben Johnson, head coach, and this is just me, potential guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen. What would you think of bringing in? Because this guy, I don't think is going to get a head coaching position ever again. I think he's definitely better suited as a D coordinator.
I know where you're going.
Salah.
I would love it. Phenomenal defensive mind.
Who would you potentially bring in as an offensive coordinator then?
If you have Ben Johnson?
Yeah, Ben Johnson is a head
Doesn't
coach.
matter. He'll essentially be a Greg Olsen, a guy that is the offensive coordinator but doesn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock to Greg Olsen, you know what I mean? But I'm just stating that's Ben Johnson's offense.
Somebody just said both New York coaches. So are you saying
I would love the ball? I put that out there yesterday on Twitter, and some people agreed. I said, look, don't be shocked if Mike Vrabel comes in as a head coach. A guy that won Coach of the Year in 2021, you guys, a few years ago. Right. Had 5 playoff appearances. You bring him in. If the ball is fired from the Giants, bring him in to call the offense. There's ties there to New England, right? That Tom Brady, he has ties in it. And if you wanted to keep Graham around, keep Graham around.
And I would probably say Dable a little bit more because I haven't really seen development as you have a veteran quarterback, and you've had veteran quarterbacks in Detroit in staff.
Real quick, Dixon, I have to say this. You are built like those old Ninja Turtle action figures that we used to have. Bro, Cider, dog, you are built like Raphael, bro. Like, if you put a red bandana on you, bro.
Skip leg day, though, bro.
Fire Deuce Gruden, too many injuries. I mean, come on, man. Non-contact with Malcolm Kuntz. I mean, what can you do about that? Marcus Epps too.
I would not mind having Dable in the building just for the simple fact, and I'm only thinking about one quarterback when it comes to the development of a quarterback, and that's Josh Allen. I think Dable would be a guy that would help develop the next quarterback that comes in here. If it's Shedeur, if it's Cam, whoever, I think he will develop them very, very quickly.
Yo, Graham is stupid. He said, what leg day? And yo, Graham said he's built like a biker mice. Yo, oh shit, bro. Yo, salute to Nathan. He said that motherfucker on steroids. Yo, trading a washed Adams for a third and picking his whole contract is nasty work. Nathan, Tom Telesco deserves an extension now just because the way he finessed the Jets. Bro, that contract is off the books, dog.
I'm just glad we were able to finally get out of somebody's bullshit contract because aren't we still paying for Chandler Jones?
Yeah.
We still have him on the books?
Yep.
Nasty work.
We damn near got Henry Ruggs still on the books and shit. Golly. Yo. Dog. Bruh. It's like Cider's like a mannequin from the waist down and then an action figure from the waist up. This shit's hilarious. Salute to Kenny. Taj Brooks, running back, Texas Tech, is Josh Jacobs 2.0. Ooh, Kenny. I like Taj Brooks. I do.
I'm so.
You know Texas more than me, and I live in Texas.
Yeah, but I'm not a T-Tech person. But Taj, I've seen a few games over the last 2 years, and I've been very, very iffy about him. I might have to watch a couple more games to really like doing a full assessment on him. But I don't know.
Hey, real quick. I know we didn't talk about this, and it's former Raider guy, but did you see this morning that Jack Del Rio got a DUI?
What?
Yeah, man. Look, Wisconsin staff member Jack Del Rio, the former NFL coach, was arrested early Friday for operating while intoxicated after a car he was driving hit a street sign and broke a fence. He showed signs of impairment per Madison police. No injuries were reported.
I'm gonna reach out to my little cousins and be like, take Wisconsin off of your list, please.
Man. Hey, you can lead a bay, but you can't take the bay out of a motherfucker, man. Salute to Hayward's finest, Jack Del Rio. Drink responsibly, you guys. Please do not operate a vehicle while drunk. This is some dumb shit. Jack Del Rio is old enough to know better, man. That's absolute insanity. Hopefully he gets the help he needs, and thank God nobody was hurt, in that situation, man. But I have a feeling that Del Rio had a blunt in one hand, a bottle of Hennessy in the other, and he had some Mac Dre slapping in Wisconsin. I just have this nagging suspicion that Mac Dre was playing in the background, a Heem bottle and a blunt, and next thing you know, fence be gone. So, bro, look at Dixon Cider. Yo, Graphk with a haymaker. Yo, Hug said, prayers for that street sign. Oh, shit. Salute to Jose. Josh Grizzard, the passing game coordinator from Tampa, could be an option to be OC under Johnson because of their time in Miami under Phil. Okay. Look at Jose bringing all the pieces together.
Love it.
And once again, a lot of people in the nation don't realize that there's a connection with Philbin and Ben Johnson as well. So, I wonder if Ben did come over, if he catch Joe Philbin. What the fuck you laughing about? What, bro?
Like, I wonder if Ben did come over.
I can't. Yeah. Yo, salute to Jose, man. Appreciate you. The setup was godly. Salute to the 1,200 plus people still rocking with us in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button on both channels if you are not subscribed.
Can we get 13 more? We'll be at 9,500, y'all.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Once again, y'all, for those who are just joining, we talked about the another team meeting with the coaching staff. We went over the whole Tankathon and where we are in terms of that right now. We're number 5. If the draft started today, we'd be number 5. There's a few QB needy teams in front of us. A little worrisome, but there's still a lot of football to be played moving forward. Also, we're not leaving just yet, you guys. I do have a bunch of shows lined up already this week. Graphk and Stu show live tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down a little bit of the Miami game. We're going to be talking about some building blocks that we have to build on, and we're going to go over some things there. We have a Graphk and Wasted show as well. Me and Hammer have our duo watch party this Sunday. We will be covering the Raiders, Miami Dolphins. If you guys want somewhere to watch the game and hang out, make sure to join us over there. We're not done yet, and we're gonna rock out with our mock out. We're gonna rock out with our mock out, y'all. You know. Hey, anytime you see me and Hammer together, you know that mock is backstage waiting. Salute to Robert. Y'all here? Not like us, the new USA. Yeah, I seen that. I heard it was fake though, Rob. I heard it was fake. I heard that was a fake thing. Trump was like, "Yo, that song is fire, man. I love it," and pretty much fuck the Canadians. That's kind of what he said. But I think it was fake. Salute to Rob, the meathead of Mount Shillmore, my dog. All right, let's get it rolling, man. Rock out with our mocks out, baby.
God help us.
Can I get round one?
Go.
Shedeur, high stakes Sanders, baby. You are a Raider. You're going to look at, okay. Ooh, RJ Harvey's still there too. Caleb Johnson, dog. 1,300 rushing yards this season, man. Look at that.
Good God.
Bro, it's not a game, bro. It's not a game. Yeah, that's all you had to see. You're like, yep, I've seen enough.
I'm going by performance from here on out.
Let me see. Go to receivers. Damn, you know what? I may go Horton here. I know a lot of people may disagree. Go down it. Let's see if Harris is there still. Is Trey Harris down there? Trey Harris is there, but he may go a little. He may go another. I may just take Trey here. I may take Trey here. Even though, have you watched Torrey Horton out of Colorado State? He's a dog. But Trey Harris has that big body. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He may be taller than that. Take Trey Harris there. That's one of my favorite receivers in this year's draft.
Damn.
Where's the O-line help at?
Yo, we're gonna get a third tight end. I love the name though. Like I'm thinking when the time comes, oh boy, I think Gunner might be a new option for a name.
I'll tell you right now, JPJ would love to add Connolly Jr.
Yo, see something. He's only giving up 1 sack. Yo, he's averaging like pretty much giving up half a sack, no Diddy in the last 3 years.
Yeah. He's nice. Add another duck on that O-line. Belton's nice too, though. You're right. Belton is nice. Mikey, he's nasty.
He's giving up a little bit more, though.
Look at the team he plays for, NC State.
That's true.
Literally, Connolly plays for the best team in national.
I'm gonna reunite him with JPJ.
Do it. Let's do it.
You got the last one.
Oh, we're only doing 3 rounds?
It's 5.
Oh, 5.
That's all they have.
Damn, Ricky White is still there too out of UNLV. Bro, people be mad. I might double dip at wide receiver here. Go up a little bit. Hey, double dip at quarterback, bro. Nah, Tom Telesco, he wouldn't take Dylan Gabriel there. Go back up. Oh, Jackson Dart's still on the board?
Yeah.
Man. You know what's funny though, bro? You take Shedeur and you get another quarterback, he can be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Let me see. I don't want another tackle. We got Holland Pierce there out of Rutgers. I do like that linebacker out of Kentucky, but I'm not going to take one that early. Go down. Damn, I might take another duck. I may take Muhammad out the corner out of Oregon. Let me see. Go down a little bit more. Nah, I'm not going to take the kid out of Jackson State. Keep going, bro.
What the fuck?
Woody Marks. All right, stop right there. I like that safety that you guys got out of Texas too.
Oh, Makuba?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That fucking defense the other day, man.
I just don't know if we're going to take a safety that early. Are we going to pay Merrick? Or are we going to, hope that Trey and Palomal could be the guys? Go up and go to who's the best defensive tackle on the board?
Joey Slackman.
Man, I like Stackhouse out of Georgia. Go to Slackman. See what he got. I watched him play, but I'm not. He's played in 5 games this year.
Nope.
It's not about what he did this year though, man. He put up 6 last year, 7 his rookie. His freshman year. Yeah. I may go to corner. Go to corner.
You're also looking. I'm looking at how many games he's played. Obviously, he's been battling injuries every single year.
See, I like Kobe Bryant too. Go to Kobe out of Kansas.
You want to?
I might have to go Kobe here.
Kobe.
Yeah, give me Kobe.
See how this looks.
God damn, bro. Yo, how? Yo, see, I don't like this. I'm telling you, bro, this website is terrible. You get Shedeur, a top rated quarterback, they're at 5. A C, he's gonna go before that. Caleb Johnson, you get an F? Trey Harris, an F? I mean, I know that they think we took Harris a little early, but on most websites, he's gone by then.
Over Johnson.
That is fucking crazy, man. Look, I would if our draft went this way, that way, I'm in love. Yeah, come on, Sider Peyton. That's an A+. What are you talking about? That's crazy. And if you guys have not got an opportunity to go watch Kobe Bryant out of Kansas, go check him out. And Walt, you can't do shit. Every year you say you're going to do a mock draft, you guys can't draft. Motherfucker, you can't draft, literally. I'm still waiting for your 2021 mock draft, motherfucker. What are we talking about here? Walt, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Walt?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Once again, man, salute to the greatest chat YouTube history for rocking with us. You don't do shit every year, Walt. You don't do nothing but complain in this chat year in and year out. You don't do shit, Walt. Get out my lawn, gang, Walt. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, break them thumbs, man. Hit that, do all that good stuff. And also, once again, man, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% off your next 2 deposits, all while using YouTube 150, promo code YouTube 150. Also, man, up to $2,000, fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over there, man. Tell them we sent you. This live stream, once again, is powered by BetUS. Hammer, what you got to say, man?
Nothing. I'm about to hit this bed and try to lay down. I'm really feeling like shit today.
Well, I got to go pick up my sons from school. Salute to everybody, man, that pulled up on the show. We appreciate you guys so much. And we need to do more of these Graphk and Hammers, man. Hammer and Graphk shows. Got to do it, man. Let's run another one this week. Let's run another one before the watch party.
Saturday, I'm around.
Saturday. No more football for me, so that'll work. We'll run one Saturday, man. Salute, man. Thank you to everybody. We would hate to leave with still pretty much 1,200 people in the building, but we beat this whole shit to shit. Nothing else to talk about. Hammer gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna pick up my kids. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Wipe them feet on the way out. Break them thumbs on the way out. And also hit that subscribe button. Go ahead.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.